Global Capital Inc. got started with three main missions. One was to identify the ideal client, and in identifying the ideal client was to identify what are their specific needs. Why? The aim is to reach those expectations, to exceed those expectations with the highest degree of consistency. The second was to create that environment where we are nurturing high performers who are coming with a high degree of commitment to impact the lives of our consumers. And third was to set that stage for the business to cash flow optimize. We have been able to achieve all of the above. And of course, we want to share with you some of those processes that we would have used to reach that objective. But what I want to spend some time on today is to really talk about how we have built out our ecosystem, business ecosystem, to reach the expectations, to exceed the expectations with the highest degree of consistency for our clients. One of the things that we have been looking at is access to capital. We have recognized that many rising stars and stars in businesses across the world, you need access to capital. And one of the things that we have been able to do in the United States of America is to help rising stars and stars in business to access capital in all 50 states. So whether you're looking for debt, equity, credit, creative financing, or hard money lending, we are able to put you in contact with our team that will help you to access capital and access capital fast. Now, I want to emphasize this. As a rising star in business, it is important to create the environment for businesses where businesses has quick access to capital markets. And by capital markets, what I'm saying, businesses need access to debt, to equity, to credit, to creative finance, and to hard money lending. Why? Because this gives them the speed in which they can access capital. As time progresses, I will go deeper into this conversation to really show what we have done and perhaps how this model can be adopted in other parts of the world. What we are now attempting to do is to introduce our blueprint, our business model in other parts of the world. Now, I must also emphasize this. The access to capital is not the beginning and the end for the success of the business because there are many factors that are influencing the success of your business. Yes, you may start your business with the aim of reaching and exceeding your customer expectations. You may start your business with the intention of creating the environment where you have highly motivated workforce that are committed to reaching and exceeding the dreams, hopes, and aspirations of the ideal client. You may be starting your business with the aim of cash flow optimizing. But all of those dreams can be compromised if you don't have visibility for your brand. You see, as a private equity investor, our mission is not just to ensure that you have access to the capital, but is to ensure that you understand the business ecosystem well enough that when you access capital, you know how to deploy that capital to optimize the success of your business. Your business needs visibility. Why? Because visibility leads to reach. Reach leads to impact. Impact leads to client conversion, and client conversion leads to cash flow optimization. Cash flow optimization over a period of time leads to confidence, trust, and credibility in your brand. So, as a rising star in business or a star in business, while it is important for us to have the capital market access conversation, it is also important for us to have that conversation around building out the business ecosystem that is truly conducive to helping you to start and to scale and to make impact wherever you want to make impact. And I'm happy to say that we at Global Capital Inc., we have developed that blueprint that will give you a step-by-step approach to optimize your business success, not only to access capital, but to deploy capital in the right way that ensures your business success. And one of those tools that we talk about is the ICSTL, the Ideal Client Stress Test Ladder. Now, if you're in business and you don't fully understand how to deploy the Ideal Client Stress Test Ladder, the possibility exists that you're compromised. All right. Second, you must understand the CCL. The CCL is where we talk about the client conversion ladder. In the first instance, we talk about the ideal client stress test ladder. Now, there's a ladder, and you want to put yourself in that position as trying to stress test the ladder. Why? Because we see very often to access capital, but because you didn't stress test the market, you didn't stress test the ideal client, those capital is completely mismanaged. And then the other factor that we have seen is that you've started a business, but then you don't understand the client conversion journey. Now, this too has a ladder, and it makes a lot of sense to invest the time, talent, and resources to understand what I'm talking about here, because this is what's going to set you up for your ultimate gain and growth in business. So in conclusion, I want to recap a couple of things. When we start our business, we have started our business to identify a specific demographic, a specific target group. Why? Because we wanted to reach and exceed their expectations. We have accomplished that. You can do this too. Second is to create that environment where we have high performers that are committed to helping you to reach your business strategic objective. And that is to impact the ideal client at the highest level with consistency above and beyond the client's expectation. And third is to set that stage where the business can cash flow optimize significantly. Now, we have that blueprint and we want to show you that blueprint. So we welcome you into our community. And over time, you will be learning so much more of how Global Capital Inc. and our commitment to working with stars and rising stars in business to move your vision to the next level. Be blessed and see you in the next broadcast.